Welcome, dear student. In previous lecture, we have discussed about the co-channel interference. Also, we have discussed about frequency reuse concept, handoff strategies. Now, in this lecture, we will discuss about the necessity of improving coverage area of cellular system. Then, what are the methods used for improving coverage area of cellular system, how to improve the channel capacity. So these some points we are going to discuss now. Basically, improving coverage area of cellular system is the demand for wireless service increases, the number of channel assigned to a cell becomes insufficient to support the required number of users. It cannot support the required number of users, so that the same cellular design techniques are needed to provide more channels per unit coverage area. When a call is made from or from one mobile to another mobile or to telephone, the cellular networks deal with frequency or channel allocation due to the increasing demand for mobile phones. As the number of users in a cellular system increases, the traffic per unit time also increases. The allocated spectrum becomes gradually and eventually becomes used up. Congestions of the spectrum means that the call blocking probability has increased, and this is not desired in the system. As the cellular concept allow every piece of subscriber equipment within a country or to manufacture with the same set of channels, so that any mobile may use anywhere within the region. It also have to show that the increases in channel capacity directly reduces call blocking probability and delay probability. Here, the utilization of the spectrum in a cellular networks is frequency reuse, microcellular systems, and multiple access system. The buffer administration techniques are used to reduce congestions by fading, co-channel interference, and handovers. Capacity of cellular system is a function of many variables. The propagation channel, along with the specific performance of the air interference environment, limit the frequency reuse factor of a system, which limits the number of channels within the coverage area. The performance of existing cellular networks to transmit data, event that occur when a call is made from a mobile telephone and the cellular network deals with the frequency or channel allocation due to the increasing demand for mobile phones. As the number of users in a cellular system increases, the traffic per unit time also increases. The allocated spectrum becomes gradually congested and eventually becomes used up. Congestions of the spectrum means that the call blocking probability has increased, and this is not desired in the system. As the cellular concept allow every piece of subscriber equipment within a country or to manufacture with the same set of channels, so that any mobile may use anywhere within the region. It also has to show that an increase in channel capacity directly reduces call blocking probability and delay probability. Here the utilizations of the spectrum in cellular networks is frequency reuse, microcellular system and multiple access system. Buffer administration techniques are used to reduce congestions by fading, co-channel interference and handovers. Capacity of a cellular system is a function of many variables. Propagation channels along with the specific performance of the air interference environment limits the frequency reuse factor of a system, which limits the number of channels within the coverage area. Development in wireless communication networks covers over the past couple of decades have been enormous and have become in modern days. It is commonly assumed that the next generation of wireless communication networks with different types of wireless network and technologies coexisting. There are currently many different types of wireless networks. Wireless local area networks and cellular networks are by far the most dominant wireless network of our generation. Have still the numerous research studies going on, and still day to day new technology inventions is in steady progress. The design objective of early mobile radio system was to achieve a large coverage area by using a single high power transmitter with an antenna mounted on a tall towers. While this approach achieved very good coverage, also mean that it was impossible to reuse those same frequency throughout the system, since any attempt to achieve frequency reuse result in the interference. The high tower antenna to cover an entire metropolitan area should employ several lower power antenna base stations throughout the city, thereby breaking a macro cell into several smaller micro cells. The spectrum is divided such that base stations of each of these microcells would be able to use a certain frequency band or channel without being affected too much by neighboring cells. The main purpose behind is that to avoid the intercell interference. Cellular radio systems on intelligent allocation and reuse of channels throughout a coverage region. Each cellular base station is allocated a group of radio channels to be used within a smaller geographic area called a cell. Base stations in adjacent cells are assigned channel groups which contain completely different channels than neighboring cells. Base station antenna are designed to achieve the desired coverage within the particular cell by limiting the coverage area to within the boundaries of cell. Same group of channels may be used to cover different cells that are separated from one another by distance larger enough to keep interference levels within the tolerable limits. The frequency reuse concept we have seen using the network. Another important part in wireless technology is cell splitting. We have seen that the reducing the size of cells of cellular system keeps the coverage area constant but results in an expansion of the network capacity because the smaller cells covers less area and therefore more cells would be required to cover the whole region, which directly reflects on the network capacity. If the network is already functioning, it may be found that the network needs expansion only in specific regions and not network-wide expansion. In this case, a small cell or multiple cells can be split into smaller cells and frequencies are redistributed in a way that does not cause additional interference. The cells is split into several cells since the area of cell is proportional with the particular area, so reducing the cell radius to one half of its original value, area of cell drops to one quarter of its original value. Therefore, in the theoretical, four of the smaller cells can fit into one of the large cells. However, since it is not possible to fix or fit a 4-quarter size hexagonal cells completely into one full size hexagonal cells, some regions will have to be covered by adjacent cells. Sectoring is related with the cell splitting. Sectoring technique increases the capacity through different strategies. In this method, cell has the same coverage space, but instead of using a single omnidirectional antenna that transmits uh, in all directions, either 3 or 6 directional antenna are used, such that each of these antenna provides coverage to a sector of the hexagon. When 3 directional antennas are used, 120-degree sectoring is achieved. Each antenna covers 120 degree. And when 6 directional antennas are used, 60-degree sectoring is achieved. Each antenna covers 60 degree. The sectoring technique increases the capacity through a different strategy. In this method, a cell has the same coverage space, but instead of using a single omnidirectional antenna that transmits in all directions, either 3 or 6 directional antenna are used, such that each of these antenna provides coverage to a sector of the hexagon. When 3 directional antenna are used, 120-degree sectoring is achieved. Each antenna covers 120 degree, and when 6 directional antenna are used, 60-degree sectoring is achieved. The next most important use the microcell concept to improve the coverage or antenna capacity. In this technique, each of the zone sites represent a transmitter or receiver, are connected to a single base station and share the same radio equipment. The advantage of this technique is that while the call cell maintains a particular coverage radius, the co-channel interference in the cellular system is reduced, since a large central base station is replaced by a several lower power transmitter on the edge of the cell. Various parameters which are directly related to models under consideration, like capacity, cluster, total traffic, signal to interference ratio, desired signal power, summation of interfering powers. So these factors consider in coverage of cellular networks. So as we have discussed, these are the some factors or the concepts for the improving coverage area. The main necessity of improving the coverage of cellular radio system to provide more number of channels assigned to a cells. So this is the main concept behind this. These are the some methods for improving you can use for improving coverage area: increasing the transmitter power, increasing the cell side antenna height, using a high gain or directional antenna at the cell side, lowering the threshold level of a receiver signal, using a low noise receiver, using a diversity receiver, selecting cell site location, using repeater and enhancer, engineering antenna patterns. So these are the some factors or the methods you can use for improving the coverage area of cellular system. Increasing the transmitter power usually increases the transmitter power of each channel, results in coverage of large area. When the power level is double, the gain increases by 3 dB, right? Increasing cell site antenna height also important factor or the method to use improving coverage area of cellular system. In general, the 6 dB rule applied to a cell site antenna height in a flat, that is doubling the antenna height, causes a gain increases of 6 dB. Using a high gain or directional antenna at the cell site, the gain of the directivity of an antenna increases with the receive power level, and the sum effect is seen with an increase of transmitter power, lowering the threshold level of a receive signal. When the threshold level is lower, the acceptable receive power and the radius of the cell increases, and hence the increase in coverage area. If the threshold level is reduced by 6 dB, then the coverage service area is double. Using a low noise receiver, thermal noise receiver with a bandwidth of 30 kHz and the temperature of 17 degrees Celsius to up to a limited range of capacity. In case of noise limited environment, if the front end noise of the receiver is low and the receive power level remains the same, the ratio becomes large in comparison to a receiver with a high front end noise. The low noise receiver can receive a signal from distance that can a high noise receiver, thereby increasing the coverage area. Using a diversity receiver. Diversity receiver is very useful in reducing the multiple fading. When the fading reduces, the reception level can be increased. This increases the ratio, thereby improve the coverage. Antenna patterns. This technique of an engineering antenna patterns using a multiple antenna can be improve a desired service coverage area. Improve the channel capacity is important concept. The channel capacity of a cellular radio system is the maximum number of channels or user that can be provided in a fixed frequency band. Ratio capacity is a parameter which measure the spectrum efficiency of a wireless system. The parameter can be determined by the required ratio and channel bandwidth. The capacity of CDMA, that is code division multiple system, in interference limited, while the bandwidth it is limited in FDMA and TDMA. Therefore, any reduction in the interference will cause a linear increase in capacity of CDMA. Some practical techniques channel expands the channel capacity per unit area in the cellular network are as follow. These are the types for cell splitting, sectoring, coverage zone approach. We have already discussed these techniques. So these important points you have to consider or need